Om Tat Sat, Rohitji. Thank you for attending. I'm trying to get this situated. I don't know why Facebook turned my live video into a reel. Oh, it's still a reel. I don't know what's happening. Oh. Okay. I guess it'll just sit there. I'll have to look on here for comments. I can't see who's on here, but I can see if you comment. And I have the computer open, but it's turned my live video into a Facebook reel. Oh, okay. It's lagging on my computer, but I think I have it now. Yeah. Live chat. Okay. Om Tat Sat. Divine blessings to everyone attending this evening. Thank you, Rohitji. And happy Guru Purnima to all the gurus, all the teachers, all our swamis, our spiritual teachers, academic teachers, worldly teachers, all the teachers that guide us and teach us throughout this lifetime. And because it's Guru Purnima, I wanted to open with a writing from Guruji Swami Nikhilananda from his book Art of Spiritual Living, which you can purchase on on Amazon. And this is from chapter 2, The Importance of Spiritual Teachers. Stay away from so-called spiritual people or establishments that are interested only in your money and try to restrict your freedom by controlling you, criticizing other religions or beliefs, and who try to convince you that their way is the only way to reach God. Association with such people is like the blind leading the blind. Painful consequences follow. A true spiritual teacher will never run after you for your money. That inner feeling to support the teacher's mission must come from within. Your strong inner calling will attract a true teacher, and it is their pure vibrations and ethical conduct that will attract you. Following the wrong path will lead you to a dead end, not the ocean. Following the right path will guide you towards liberation. You have within you all that is needed for your evolution. Do not look for shortcuts on this path. Be sincere and devoted, and the proper help will come from God as soon as the time is right. This is the divine law. Have patience, be dedicated, and enjoy the daily bliss that follows. This is a lifelong journey. And that's from Art of Spiritual Living. And Satsanga this evening will actually be 2 live videos because of Guru Purnima, and then we are actually finishing up the last section in part 2 of book 1, and so I wanted to end it, and then I'll restart the live video and we'll be starting on the new section, so that way when I save it and upload to YouTube it's a lot easier. This is Gems of Prayers from Sri Swami Sivananda. And you can purchase this through the Divine Life Society headquarters website. And he has a prayer to the Guru. O Venerable Guru, salutations. Thou hast prescribed for me this kind of sadhana and that kind of practice. I am full of evil qualities. I have committed various evil actions. If my liberation or attainment of God consciousness depends on my own exertion, by taking recourse to different practices, where is thy mercy then? Where is thy grace, O Lord? Have mercy on me. I am suppliant to thee. May my faith and devotion unto thee never know decay, even in millions of births, through which I may be doomed to pass, is all what I pray of thee. O Lord, make me dispassionate. O world teacher, save me. Remove the veil of ignorance. How long shall I remain in this state of abject ignorance? Give me power to remember thee always. O Lord, reveal to me the sublime mysteries of the Bhagavad Gita. Reveal to me the secrets of yoga practice and the method of controlling the mind and the senses. Reveal to me the mysteries of the mysticism in the Upanishads and the Brahma Sutras. How long shall I fight with these revolting indriyas? When will you make me an elevated soul? O Lord, fill me with magnanimity, generosity, compassion, love, mercy, humility, purity, serenity, and adaptability. May nobility and purity follow me wherever I go. May I attain the knowledge of Brahman. O Lord, fill my heart with the spirit of vairagya, dispassion, and humility. Help me in eradicating selfishness, crookedness, lust, anger, greed, and jealousy. Let me not hate even my enemies. Make my constricted heart expand like the broad sky. Jai Gurudev. So once again, that's from Gems of Prayers from Sri Swami Sivananda. Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Dragunarahitam Satgurum Tam Namami. Adorations to the Divine Preceptor, who is the bliss of Brahman, the giver of supreme joy, the embodiment of pure consciousness, beyond the pairs of opposites, vast like the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond all modifications. To that divine Guru I offer my adorations. Om Shri Gurave Namaha. And we'll be reciting the Guru's Stotram. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnana Anjan Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwaraha Guru Veva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Staparam Jangamam Vyaptam Yat Kinchit Sacharam Acharam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapiyat Sarvam Trailokyam Sacharacharam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sarvashruti Shiroratna Virajita Parambuja Vedanta Ambura Soryoya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chaitanya Shashvata Shanto Vyomatito Niranjana Bindunabdakalatita Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jnana Shakti Samaruda Tattvamala Vibhushita Bhakti Mukti Pradatta Cha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Anika Jamma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidahini Atmakyana Pradina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shoshanam Bhavasindoscha Vyapanam Sarsambhada Guru Upadodakam Samyak Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Naguru Radhikam Tattvam Naguru Adhikam Tapam Tattvajnana Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Manatta Shri Gaganata Matguru Shri Gadaguru Maratma Sarvabhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Adiranadishta Guru Param Devatam Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tvameva Matta Chipata Tvameva Bandhuscha Saka Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Salutations to that Guru who showed me the abode of the one who is to be known, whose form is the entire universe, and by whom all that is movable and immovable are pervaded. Salutations to that Guru who opens the eyes blinded by the darkness of ignorance with the divine collyrium of knowledge. Salutations to that Guru who is Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the sustainer, and Shiva, the destroyer, who is beyond limitations. Salutations to that Guru who showed me the way to the one to be known, who permeates whatever is movable, immovable, sentient, or insentient. Salutations to that teacher who taught me about the one to be known, who is awareness, and who is the pervader of all the three worlds, encompassing the sentient and insentient. Salutations to that Guru who is like the sun to the lotus of Vedanta, and whose lotus feet are made radiant by the jewel of all Shrutis. Salutations to that Guru who is awareness, changeless, beyond time and space, peaceful, pure, free from all likes and dislikes, and beyond the manifest and unmanifest. Salutations to that Guru who is rooted in knowledge, that is power, adorned with the garland of truth, and who is the bestower of the bliss of liberation. Salutation to that Guru who, by bestowing the knowledge of the self, burns up the bondage created by accumulated karmas of innumerable births. Salutations to that Guru, rooted in the vision of the Shrutis, from whom the personal flow of wisdom dries up the ocean of samsara, the world process, and reveals the essence of wealth, freedom from desires. There is nothing higher than the truth. There is nothing superior to the knowledge of the truth. And there is no purifying austerity better than following the truth. Salutations to that Guru who sheds light on that truth. Prostrations to that Guru who is the Lord of the universe, my teacher who is the teacher of the universe, who is the self in me and the self in all beings. Salutations to that Guru who is the beginning and the beginningless, who is the highest deity and to whom there is nothing superior. O divine being, you alone are my mother, my father, my kin, and my friend. You are all knowledge and wealth. You are indeed everything to me. Om Shri Guru Dev Namaha. Ooh, that got me. Grab a tissue. Okay. So we are picking up on Yoga Vasistha, Book 1. And this is the one by Swami Jyotirmayananda that you can purchase on yrf.org, the Yoga Research Foundation. And we left off on section 20 of Mumukshu Vyavahara Prakarana. And if you didn't catch earlier, I explained that this will be one video for this section because it's the last section. And then I'll stop the video and restart another live video, and then we'll go into the next the next part. Section 20. The Conduct of Enlightened Sages. Sri Vasistha continued, O Sri Rama, an aspirant should take recourse to Satsanga, good association. He should nourish his intellect by receiving instructions from the sages and reflecting upon them. Gradually, he should cultivate the great qualities that manifest in enlightened personalities. So we should always nourish our intellect and by reading the scriptures and reflecting on the scriptures and the teachings that are handed down from our gurus and swamis and our spiritual teachers that are guiding us on this path. And this should encourage us to cultivate divine qualities like compassion and universal love and understanding and releasing our anger and stress and the more negative qualities that we have as human beings. And so by attending Satsanga like we are this evening with like-minded people, this nourishes our soul. And in a way, because we're so involved in the world process and worldly events and worldly happenings, and on a physical plane and on the worldly plane, we might feel fulfilled or satisfied, but on the spiritual side of things, we still need to nourish that part of us and that part of our journey. And so it's kind of like we are spiritually malnourished or undernourished. And so we should turn to our practices and satsanga and meditation to nourish the soul. If you do not find all the great qualities in one person, you should emulate whatever quality is seen in him. Without direct knowledge of the self, it is impossible for anyone to develop serenity, control of the senses, discrimination, dispassion, and other such qualities to the fullest extent possible. So with direct knowledge of the self, and the more we learn about the true self, and the more time we spend with the scriptures, and that veil of ignorance is thinned out, and we begin to develop these divine qualities, which in like layman terms, we can think of it as like just the good positive qualities, and then the opposite would be negative qualities. And that's just an easier way to break it down. And so without this direct knowledge of the self, we can't develop that proper discrimination or that proper dispassion, because there's still that living in duality and identifying with the physical body or identifying with names, fame, title, and not looking beneath the surface and really spending time with peeling back the layers and finding our way back to our true self. Just as new sprouts develop during rains, so the bliss of self enables one to develop new sprouts of great qualities. Lotuses adorn a lake, and the lake in turn sustains and adorns the lotuses. In the same way, serenity, self-control, and other qualities adorn the wisdom of a sage, and in turn are adorned by his wisdom. So, because this topic is on the conduct of enlightened sages, the qualities that a sage would have would include serenity, self-control, etc., etc. And by developing these, it goes hand in hand with gaining wisdom. So the more one gains a wisdom, then the more these divine qualities develop, and they're kind of like always there, but they're covered up. Like, so you have to clean things up in a way, wipe away the cobwebs, clean away all the dust, and then find the self in these again, and find yourself bringing back these qualities that we all have deep within us, and they just need to be uncovered. Wisdom grows by emulating the conduct of the sages. The conduct of the sages grows by increasing wisdom. Wisdom and sagely conduct are interdependent. A wise man should take recourse to wisdom by listening to the teachings of the sages. He should also cultivate the divine qualities that intensify his movement towards the self. As long as wisdom and sagely conduct are not practiced together for a long time, one cannot attain the goal of one's self-effort, self-realization. So alongside listening to the teachings of the sages, we should also be inspired and encouraged to emulate the divine qualities that we see in our guru, in our spiritual teachers. So if they're one that shows an incredible amount of compassion, then that should inspire us to want to do the same thing. And through listening to the teachings, it can make that divine quality bloom even more and grow even more, because through that wisdom, you're gaining the intuitive knowledge that supports this divine quality. A farmer woman, while guarding a paddy field, sings and claps her hands. The clapping of her hands serves the purpose of driving away birds from a field. In the same way, an aspirant listens to the teachings of the sages and emulates the great qualities that abide in them. This results in the removal of the evil qualities of his personality, such as attachment, anger, infatuation, and ignorance. So, similar to the farmer woman, we turn to Satsanga and we turn to our daily practices, and we use these to help kind of like shield us in a way from letting negative qualities take over. So if we're only saying, like, if we only attend Satsanga once a month, or we only put aside time for meditation once a month, or something like that, or our practices are really, really scattered and all over the place, then it's not like a solid, concrete thing. We should always do whatever we can in whatever capacity and whatever time that we have. But if we just kind of willy-nilly do our sadhana and do our practices and things, then it's not as helpful. There's still that benefit, but it's not as beneficial than if we were doing these things on a regular basis. And so a farmer woman claps her hands outside because the sound keeps the birds away. But if she stops clapping her hands and then doesn't do it for a while, these birds are going to get used to coming down to the crop fields and destroying the crops. And so she must be consistent in doing it so that the birds stay away. So in the same way, we must be consistent in what we're doing, because that keeps the negative, the demonic qualities at bay. And with the wisdom that you attain and the experiences that you go through, it is easier to negate these qualities. O Rama, when Nirmali powder is added to muddy water, the latter is purified. So this is also, it's called the clearing nut, and it can be ground down into a powder, and it's used to help clean and purify dirty water. In the same way, when the teachings of the scripture are introduced to the mind, all its impurities are removed. And so the practice of listening to the scriptures and attending Satsanga helps to purify the mind and purify the heart and purify our thoughts. When the mind comprehends the nature of Brahman, it becomes so overpowered by the glory of the self that it is unable to interrupt the unceasing flow of the soul to the divine self. There is intense awareness in the ignorant that I am this physical body. So most people live in a state of ignorance, and that's not at all whatsoever saying that people are stupid. That is not the context that this word's used. The intense awareness in the ignorant that I am this physical body is explaining how without that intuitive knowledge, without the intuitive vision of the self, and still being under that illusion of ignorance and identifying with the physical body, thinking all we are is the physical body and there's nothing more to us. So that intense awareness that people have of being the physical body and identifying with it. So if one were to develop that same intensity of awareness that I am the supreme self, he would attain liberation from the world process, even without his will. Thus concludes Mumukshu Vyavahara Prakarana, the chapter dealing with the qualifications of a spiritual aspirant in Yoga Vasistha. And then there's some artwork from the Gita Press, so I'll share that real quick. There's some really nice artwork throughout the scripture. Okay, so I'm going to end this video and then I'm going to start it right back up so we can start fresh on the next section. So bear with me for a second, please.